MSW Media.
$250 million spent, close to 4 million votes cast, and neither candidate broke 50% in the race for Georgia's Senate seat. As we ramp up for the runoff, find out what's really going on with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution's Politically Georgia podcast. Get expert analysis from insiders Greg Bluestein.
This runoff election is consequential.
And Patricia Murphy.
Immense amounts of significance riding on this Senate race.
It's in-depth local coverage of the Senate runoff you won't get anywhere else. Politically Georgia. Available on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Thanks to Athletic Greens for supporting the Daily Beans. Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Just go to athleticgreens.com/dailybeans to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. And thanks to Aura Frames for supporting the Daily Beans. Aura Frames makes digital picture frames designed to easily fill your home with photos of family and friends shared instantly from an app. From now through Black Friday and Cyber Monday, you can get up to $50 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames by going to auraframes.com/dailybeans.
News with swearing. Daily Beans, Daily Beans. Daily Beans, Daily Beans.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Beans for Tuesday, November 22nd, 2022. Today, the Manhattan District Attorney jumpstarts the Stormy Daniels inquiry into Trump, an update on the Colorado Springs shooting. The Senate Judiciary Committee will investigate the Alito Hobby Lobby leak, and Riley Williams is convicted on 6 of 8 counts for storming Nancy Pelosi's office. I'm Allison Gill.
And I'm Dana Goldberg.
Welcome back, Dana. Welcome home.
Thank you so much. It's good to be home. Very good event in Boston. Another 25,000 heading down to Warnock in Georgia. HRC is doing what they can to make sure we get that Senate seat.
And it's very important, and we're going to talk a little bit about why in one of the stories in the show. And of course, we're going to have the good news. If you have any good news or, want to play What the Mutt, or you want to send in a shout out to somebody that you love in your life that's amazing, any good news at all, you can send it to us at dailybeanspod.com and click on contact. And if you don't usually stick around for the good news, stick around today and just give it a shot. I'd like to know how it goes. And thanks. I just want to give a shout out to our patrons. You make the show possible. Seriously, we couldn't do it without you. And if you want to become a patron, you can do that at patreon.com/MullerSheWrote. And because that's my handle on Twitter. This podcast, I do realize, is the Daily Beans. I just want to let everybody know that. It's been a roller coaster of a weekend and a roller coaster of a Monday. And we have a lot of news to get to. So let's hit the hot notes. Hot notes. First up, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office has moved to jumpstart its criminal investigation into Donald J. Trump. And that's according to people familiar with knowledge of the matter. Seeking to breathe new life into an inquiry that once seemed to have reached a dead end. When I first read that, I thought, the tax fraud scheme.
Right. No, this is another lawsuit. Different one.
Nope. Totally different crime. Under the new district attorney, Alvin Bragg, he's been there since January. I wouldn't call him new. The prosecutors have returned the long-running investigation's original focus, a hush money payment to Stormy Daniels. Now, the district attorney's office first examined the payments, these hush money payments to Stormy, a while ago, years ago, before they changed direction to scrutinize Trump's broader business practices. But Bragg and some of his deputies have recently indicated to associates, supporters, and at least one lawyer involved in the matter that they're newly optimistic about building a case against Donald Trump. Now, for Bragg, the hush money developments suggest the first signs of progress since he took office at the beginning of the year when he balked at indicting Donald in connection with the tax fraud scheme. Under Bragg's predecessor, that's the district attorney's office, under Vance, they rejected the idea of focusing a case solely on the hush money, concluding, with the help of outside legal experts, that it would hinge largely on an untested and therefore risky legal theory. And if Mr. Bragg were to charge Trump without uncovering any new evidence or relying on a more conventional theory, he would risk having a judge or appellate court throw out the case. Of course, Dunn and Pomerantz resigned over that decision. To help build the hush money case, prosecutors are revisiting another strategy that has yet to work, pressuring top Trump lieutenant Allen Weisselberg to cooperate. And Dana, this is what fucking kills me. And you'll hear Andrew and I discuss this on tomorrow's Cleanup on Aisle 45 podcast. Why in the hell would you try to flip Weisselberg on the hush money payment thing when you had him dead to rights on over a decade of tax fraud? And you had him on 15 counts and you gave him a sweetheart deal of 100 days in prison. That's what you should have rolled Weisselberg on, not this one weird campaign finance thing. And like I said, if he didn't roll on those 15 counts, why would he roll on this one charge that's probably seemingly outside of the statute of limitations unless it can somehow be connected to some other fraud scheme that's still going on? I don't understand. I have no idea what the fuck is going on at the Manhattan DA's office, but he needs to put up or shut up, honestly.
I agree with you 100%. We'll see what happens there. We're going to Pennsylvania. A woman there who joined a mob in Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office suite on the January 6th riot was convicted Monday for impeding police officers trying to defend the Capitol. After 3 days of deliberation, jurors convicted Riley Williams, 22, of 6 charges, including participating in a civil disorder, impeding officers who tried to clear the Capitol Rotunda, and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds. But the jury failed to reach a unanimous verdict on 2 of the central counts in the case, whether Williams, quote, aided and abetted in theft of a laptop from Pelosi's office that the speaker used to make Zoom calls amid the COVID pandemic, and obstruction of Congress January 6th proceeding. We know that's a felony that carries a 20-year maximum penalty. So prosecutors must now decide whether to retry Williams on the 2 unresolved charges. The verdict closes a significant chapter in the Justice Department's January 6th investigation. Williams was among the first defendants charged and arrested for breaching the Capitol, and is the first convicted by a jury after breaking into Pelosi's office. She's also the first woman convicted by a federal jury for January 6th related offenses. Judge Amy Berman Jackson, who we hear a lot of lately, ordered her to be jailed pending her sentencing. In a related story, the closing arguments in the Oath Keeper seditious conspiracy case ended today, and the jury now has that case. So we're going to keep you posted on that verdict. And AG, I remember when we found out over the weekend that Justice Alito, this is fucking crazy, leaked the Hobby Lobby decision weeks before it was made public, and you called the Senate Judiciary Committee to investigate the leak. Yeah, well.
Oh, yeah. I was like, hey, this would be a cool thing for the Senate Judiciary Committee to look into.
I know. Well, ask and you shall receive. And not ye as in ye west, but ye as in ye.
Not ye as in yay.
Not ye as in you, but ye as in yay, and you as in you. Now, Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Dick Durbin, we know that he's a Democrat from Illinois, he announced his panel is reviewing, quote, serious allegations in a New York Times report Saturday that a 2014 Supreme Court ruling was leaked to a former anti-abortion activist weeks in advance. Now, Senator Whitehouse, who I love, the Democrat from Rhode Island, and Rep. Hank Johnson, who's down in Georgia, are also interested in examining claims about a concerted effort by religious conservatives to woo the justices through meals and social engagements. They wrote to Roberts on Sunday, making clear that if the court won't investigate the alleged ethical breaches, lawmakers are likely to launch their own probe. Whitehouse and Johnson also expressed concern that some donors in the Supreme Court Historical Society, which is a nonprofit educational organization with close ties to the court, have tried to use the society's events to cozy up to the justices. So the court has not responded to these allegations, but AG, this is why electing Senator Warnock, we talked about this, is so important. I mean, among a million other reasons, obviously we don't want Herschel Walker anywhere near the fucking Senate, but with that 51st seat, okay, we need that senator. We get the gavels and the subpoena power without having to settle on a power sharing agreement with McConnell, where Mitch could filibuster to protect any investigations into the Supreme Court or its conservative justices. If we can get that seat, we don't have to argue with that SOB, which is lovely.
Yeah, and he could filibuster on the power sharing agreement like he did in 2020. So that's why it took months to seat our committees. So, well, there we have it. So very important, first of all, the work that you did this weekend with Human Rights Campaign to raise more money for Warnock. But we're 15 days, well, now 14, from the time you're listening to this episode, to re-elect him. We have to get this done. Okay, content warning. A little bit of violence in this story. Our final story today from the New York Times. Richard M. Fierro said he was at a table in the Club Q with his wife, daughter, and friends on Saturday watching a drag show when the sudden flash of gunfire ripped across the nightclub. His instincts from 4 combat deployments as an Army officer in Iraq and Afghanistan instantly kicked in. And he said, fight back, he told himself. In an interview at his house, where his wife and daughter were still recovering from injuries, Mr. Fierro, who's 45, who left the Army in 2013 as a major, according to military records, described charging through the chaos at the club, tackling the gunman, and beating him bloody with his own gun. Quote, "I don't know exactly what I did. I just went into combat mode," he said, shaking his head. "I just know I have to kill this guy before he kills us." Now, the authorities are holding the shooter, 22, who I will not name, on charges of killing 5 people and say that 18 more people were injured. And in that rampage at the club, it only lasted a few minutes. The death toll could have been much higher, officials said on Sunday, if patrons of the bar had not stopped the gunman. When the shooting started, Fierro said, he hit the floor, pulling a friend down with him. As bullets sprayed, he saw the gunman move through the bar toward the door leading to a patio where dozens of bar patrons had fled. Now, Mr. Fierro, who served in the Army for 15 years, said he raced across the room, grabbed the gunman by a handle on the back of his body armor, and pulled him to the floor and jumped on top of him. The gunman, whom Mr. Fierro estimated weighed more than 300 pounds, sprawled on the floor, his military-style rifle landing just out of reach. Mr. Fierro started to go for the rifle, but then saw the gunman had a pistol as well. Quote, "I grabbed the gun out of his hand and just started hitting him in the head over and over." Now, as the fight continued, he said, he yelled for other club patrons to help him. A man grabbed the rifle and moved it away to safety. A drag queen stomped on the gunman with her heels. The whole time, Mr. Fierro said, he kept pummeling the shooter's head while the 2 men screamed obscenities at each other. And when the police arrived a few minutes later, the gunman was no longer struggling, Mr. Fierro said, and he feared that he'd killed him. The suspect in the shooting was taken into custody and remained hospitalized on Monday afternoon. Fierro, who owns a local brewery, said that on combat deployments in the Army, he'd been shot at, he'd seen roadside bombs shred trucks in his platoon. His record shows that he was awarded the Bronze Star twice, Dana. And the experiences of combat still haunt him, he said, and the psychological and physical toll of the deployments were why he left the Army. He said he never thought he would have to deal with that kind of violence at home. And that kills me. Now, the gunman is facing 5 counts of first-degree murder and 5 counts of hate crimes, bias-motivated crimes causing bodily injury. That's according to an online docket in El Paso County courts. Now, the CSPD has put out a statement saying, quote, "Too often, society loses track of the victims of these sad and tragic events. We strive to give victims the dignity and respect they deserve, as well as shine the light of public attention to the victims. Therefore, we are identifying them now. And we respect all of our community members, including our LGBTQ plus community. Therefore, we will be identifying the victims by how they identified themselves and how their families have loved and identified them. They are Kelly Loving, she, her, Daniel Aston, he, him, Derek Rump, he, him, Ashley Paul, she, her, and Raymond Green Vance, he, him."
AG, thank you for covering that story. I just want to send a lot of love out to the LGBTQ community. It's been a hard week, and our allies have been very supportive. But, I saw a post, and it was from Dan Savage on Twitter yesterday. He said, "We went to our clubs because that was our safe space, but when you take our safe space away, we will spill out into the streets. All of them. And we will. We're going to continue to fight this bigotry and hatred that is being echoed by the right. And fucking Lauren Boebert can kiss my ass. She's part of this problem, echoing falsehoods about drag queen shows and saying that church is where they should be, not a drag show. She is, in my opinion, complicit in the shooting. And it needs to stop. The fucking rhetoric needs to stop. So, AG, thank you for covering the story. There's no way I would have been able to, and I appreciate you.
You're welcome. And I believe Dan Savage almost said that this veteran and a drag queen did what 350 Uvalde police couldn't do.
Yeah.
So I want to thank the police department for identifying these victims as they wish to be identified.
Absolutely. And I hope the press takes a lesson from this, because it's part of giving the humanity to people by talking about them and to them in ways that make them feel whole and seen. And it's not that hard. It's just not that hard. So I agree. I thank you to the police department as well.
All right. Thank you so much for getting through that with us. We'll be right back with the good news. If you have any good news, please send it in. Send it to us at dailybeanspod.com and click on contact. We'll be right back.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey, everyone. Have you ever considered how many photos you have on your phone? I think I have like 15,000. If you're like me, it's a lot. But what if you could put all of your photos onto one gorgeous frame? Well, you can with Aura Frames. Aura Frames makes digital picture frames designed to easily and instantly fill your home with photos of family and friends, shared instantly from an app. That's the cool thing. There's free unlimited storage, and as many photos and videos as you'd like can be put on there. You can invite as many people as you want to the frame to add photos. There's no hidden fees, no subscriptions. Aura Frames makes it easy and meaningful holiday gift. You can preload your favorite photos and even personalize video messages. There's no need to wrap it because every box comes in a really beautiful box. It's ready to gift. Named the best digital picture frame by Wirecutter, The Strategist, and more, Aura is nothing like the digital frames from a decade ago. I put all the pictures of my dog Olive into a frame. It's been a real joy. I love it. And how every Aura frame is thoughtfully designed to fit any decor and style with its stunning HD display, unlimited storage, and super easy setup with no fees is absolutely awesome. Give yourself the gift of time and check off a few of those names on your list a little early. From now through Black Friday and Cyber Monday, you can get up to $50 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames. Just go to auraframes.com/dailybeans. These are Aura's lowest prices ever, so get yours now before they sell out. That's Aura Frames, auraframes.com/dailybeans. Terms and conditions apply. And I also want to thank Athletic Greens AG1 for sponsoring the Daily Beans. I use this every day. I started taking it like a year and a half ago because I wanted a delicious supplement that had everything in it, all one place, one-stop shop. Because with one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you get 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to start your day. And the special blend of ingredients supports gut health, nervous system, aging, recovery, focus, energy, everything, all the things. And we want to thank Athletic Greens for their support. Right now, they're offering you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase when you go to athleticgreens.com/dailybeans. Athletic Greens helps me with my mental clarity, my alertness. It supports better sleep quality and recovery, which is why I take it with me even when I travel. That's especially important, especially after jet lag. And for every purchase, Athletic Greens donates to organizations helping get nutritious food to kids in need, including No Kid Hungry right here in the United States. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. Just one delicious scoop in a cup of water every day. Easiest habit I've ever picked up. No need for a million different pills and supplements. And to make it easy, like I said, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/dailybeans. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/dailybeans to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Everybody, welcome back. It's time for the good news.
Who likes good news, everyone? Then good news, everyone.
Good news, good news. And like I said at the top of the show, if you have any good news you want to send us, holiday photos, pod pet tax, your Halloween pet photos. You know, I love it. I love a dog in costume, especially like a Pomeranian, like in a little bee outfit. Anyone have that? Send it the way. Frogs. I love frogs. As you know, Dana likes pictures of babies.
I want baby pictures.
Baby pictures.
I like baby pictures.
A shout out to somebody you love, like CNN Heroes, but for the Leguminati, we do that here too. A small business that you'd like to give a shout out to, an LGBTQ plus business in your neighborhood you want to give support to. Send it in to us at dailybeanspod.com. Click on contact. I'm going to kick us off with a submission from Anonymous, pronouns he and him. Oh, look at this handsome boy.
I love the submission too.
Hello, all. I've been listening since the kitchen days and really enjoy the information. For pet tax, meet Brandon. He's adoptable at phs-spca.org. phs-spca.org. And yes, he is dark.
Dark Brandon.
Dark Brandon. Look at this boy. I want him. Where is the phs-spca.org? I don't know, but I want him.
You'll find out. Well, that was a fun kickoff. This next one's from Aimee, pronouns she and her. I'm writing to brag about my personal heroine and lifelong friend, our congressional representative, Marcy Kaptur. Ohio's 9th district. Again, the Republicans have tried to gerrymander her out of office, and they've been trying to do this every election for 30 years. With this win, she'll become the longest-serving woman in either chamber in congressional history upon being sworn in on the 118th United States Congress. So proud. My pet tax are my 3 Doofenshmirtz. Brody John is a Catahoula leopard dog and a Great Dane mix, very big. Buddy Ray is a Pug Shar-Pei, and Blair Bean, just right on Pug.
Oh my God, the Doofenshmirtz clan. Look at this.
Oh my God, so sweet.
Look, they get smaller. They get smaller as you go down.
Oh,
we got wee, not so wee, and friggin' huge. Remember that?
Oh, freaking huge.
That pug is so adorable too. Oh, they're all so cute. You want to take the next one too?
Sure. I've got Sean. No pronouns given, but this isn't what the mud. Guess Harley's breed. She's 9 years old. Ooh, Harley.
What's cool is
beautiful.
No matter what we say, it's going to be right because this person didn't tell us what the dog is.
I see German Shepherd Pit Bull.
Maybe Dobie?
Maybe. Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Doberman?
And probably some Chow Chow.
Yep, always with the Chow. You know what? Maybe that's not true. Maybe we just got a run of Chow Chows in the beginning and we just assumed they were all part of everything. And then it was just, totally.
Oh, I thought we were joking and just assuming Chow Chows is what I thought we were.
Right, because we got an early run of every dog had Chow in it. So, it might have just been a coincidence.
Yeah.
Next up from Blythe, pronouns she and her. Hi, AG and DG. I love your show. I don't know how anyone can share the news without swearing. Please keep it up. Here's my what the mutt. Sorry, I have no answer.
Oh, well, there you have it. This dog is cute, mixed with adorable, and a little bit of schnauzer.
Yes, a cute and adorable, and perhaps some terrier.
Oh, God, that last picture. I love animals. I love dogs.
Oh, the eyes. The eyes. Look at the eyes. Okay, next up from Sandy, she and her. Baby boomer, barely parents raising Gen Z kids. Here is my son, who turned 18 in October, early voting with us. I announced to the poll workers he was a first-time voter, and they were delighted. They insisted on taking our photo. We use Ballotpedia to research and whom would be on the ballot, so I'm so proud of him and the 27% of Gen Zers who voted and saved democracy. Imagine if it was 40. As pet tax, meet Lars. We think he's a collie in black lab clothing with a little German shepherd in his back legs. He was a tiny 9-pound puppy when we got him at 8 weeks. Now he's 80 plus pounds, athlete, full of muscle and love. We haven't done DNA because when we did DNA on our Roxy, who passed away in 2021, they said she was Great Pyrenees and Chow Chow. Eye roll. Been a listener since the kitchen table days. Thank you for all you do. Look at this kid voting.
So good. I love this. What a beautiful family, too.
Oh, look at the dog. Oh, so adorable. Yep. Yeah, I don't see it either. So don't blame me, Sandy. Thank you for that submission.
Oh, my God. All right. This is from Sally, pronouns she and her. Hello, Allison and Dana, queens of the Beneficence. Oh, Beneficence. Beneficence.
Beneficence.
Okay, I thought you actually were going to have the answer and you didn't. Beneficence.
Yeah, beneficence. I like that. Beneficence.
All right, here we go. Yours is truly the podcast I could not do without. No pressure. I live in Virginia with Glenn Youngkin, yuck, as my governor and Bob Good as my rep. Dark days indeed. Now, the midterm success has lifted my spirits and I will be continuing my postcard writing efforts for Warnock and Georgia because we can never stop fighting these fascists. Further knuckers.
Further knuckers.
Nice. Yep, further knuckers. In response to your Halloween photo request, I am sharing this year's lawn decoration. It's especially for the benefit of my across-the-street neighbor, a Stepford wife for the orange shit-stain Fapotus, a.k.a. Scrotus, pet taxes, Cha-Cha, the best Halloween kitty ever. You are the best, truly. There can be no mornings without coffee beans and daily beans. Love you forever.
Kitty.
Oh, like kitty indeed. Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious.
So there's like 5 little gravestones, R.I.P., or rest in peace, rest in peace. And then one of them says, rest in peace, Ivana, classified documents.
I love it.
Thank you all so much for sharing these. We needed them today. Please continue to send these in. And for all things special counsel, tell your friends, shout it from the rooftops. Daily Beans is going to be your go-to news source Maddow's not on the air anymore. And so this is going to be your podcast for all things special counsel investigation. We'll cover all the news too. Don't you worry. I will be able to get it in. So yeah, get everybody and tell them. And then on Thanksgiving, the best thing you can do with your MAGA relatives is to, when they get up to go get thirds, you just take their phone, go to Apple Podcast app and subscribe to the Daily Beans for them.
I think that's a great idea. Also, put a child lock on Fox News. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yep. It helps. First of all, it helps with the disinformation spread in the household, and it helps us climb up the charts. Ted Cruz's fucking podcast is beating us this week. So if you haven't followed us on Apple Podcasts, even if you don't listen on Apple Podcasts, just go follow us on Apple Podcasts because I really want to beat the Ted Cruz show. What's it called? The Verdict, or I'm Stupid, or Everyone Thinks My Wife Sucks. Well, I don't even know what the podcast is called, but I can't believe he's beating us.
Jesus.
No, it's just not right. Like Mary Trump says, we got to get these fascists off the charts. They probably have people sitting in troll farms following, on a million different burner phones that they bought. Don't let it happen.
Oh, 100%. It's like when everyone in RNC bought Junior's book, or they bought 40,000 copies themselves. I feel like that's what's going on with Ted Cruz.
Yeah, that's how they're charting. So we need some like follow troll farms, or we could do it the old-fashioned way where we actually have people who like us. Anyway, do that with your MAGA relatives' phones. Just be like, hey, Uncle Frank, can I see your phone really quick? And then just go and subscribe.
Oh my goodness,
it'll be good. All right, that is it today. Yeah, we'll both be back tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, and tomorrow is that 11th Circuit hearing to toss out the special master, Judge Eileen Cannon's, Federalist Society weirdo order. So I'm 100% confident that the 11th Circuit will rule in favor of the DOJ. I'm pretty sure they'll do it in a day or two. We'll see. But until then, everybody, please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, take care of the planet, take care of your mental health. Vote blue over Q.
And take someone with you.
I've been AG.
And I have been DG.
And them's the beans. The Daily Beans is written and executive produced by Allison Gill, with additional research and reporting by Dana Goldberg and Aimee Carrero. Sound design and editing is by Desiree McFarlane, with art and web design by Joelle Reeder with Moxie Design Studios. Music for The Daily Beans is written and performed by They Might Be Giants, and the show is a proud member of the MSW Media Network, a collection of creator-owned podcasts dedicated to news, politics, and justice. For more information, please visit mswmedia.com. MSW Media.